So Hellbound is a concept that I came up with at like the beginning of this year, so like in January. It sparked because I got back into Steven Universe. And initially it was just like a little idea, and if you know me, you know that I rarely like go through with ideas all the way if they take a lot of effort. But this one is just sticking around, I guess. The first official episode um, is in production because I'm not counting the pilot as the first episode. It's just a pilot so that y'all can get an idea of what it is. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to talk about it a little bit. One thing is that Lucifer and Todd were both voiced by a guy named Willis. He will no longer be working on the team. I won't go into why. It's not important to this video. Um, but yeah, and he actually did a few improvisations that weren't in the original script. Like at the beginning of the episode, fun fact about the first line, because the first shot, of course, is Raphael asleep in bed, and then Lucifer is like, "Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey, Raphael, it's almost time for breakfast." Um, Originally, first off, in very, very, very early drafts, Ida actually said the line, and also that was like an ad lib kind of because the original line was just like wake up, Raphael, it's time for breakfast. And I just got that his improvisation was better. He edited a lot of lines, which I actually think that a lot of his like little alterations were very good. So those are the ones you see in the episode. Another line that wasn't even in the um, script at all was when the fighting music starts playing, and he's like, "Oh, fighting music, really?" That was also not in the script. That was also an improvisation. I animated the whole thing. Did all the animation, did all the coloring, did all the art stuff, all the editing. Um, and I also voiced Raphael and Ida in the pilot. I'm no longer going to be voicing Ida. I'll put a little sneak peek clip for y'all so you can get an idea of Ida's voice actor here.
Raphael! Raphael!
What do you want, Ida?
Todd wants to know what you want for lunch.
I'll go talk to him myself. You should go hang out with Sean since he's so great. Anyways, so yeah, that's just another little thing. Also, Raphael's voice, um, is really annoying in the pilot. He's like, "Oh, I talk like this. Ugh, really, Sean? Like, you're so annoying." It's just gonna be my normal voice in the actual series with, like, a bit more sarcasm. Which I didn't know was possible, because, like, I am sarcasm king. But yeah, that's a thing. Also, this fight scene right here that y'all are about to see, that, I didn't come up with a choreography. I followed a tutorial online, um, exposing myself. So, like, I didn't, I just kind of did my own spin on a fight sequence I saw online, because I don't know how to do fight scenes. The fire is because Raphael has fire powers. That's not like a spoiler, it's fine. He has like weird fire powers because he died in a fire. Um, Todd, also, his voice is distorted in this, and an interesting thing about that actually is that he only ever gets his voice is only ever distorted when he's upset. So like if you were to watch the actual series, which again is in production, episode 1 is in production, his voice is distorted only when he's upset. So he's just like really angry throughout the entire all the scenes he's in here. So that's why. Also, that's Nightmare. That's John. These are characters, and then it goes Randall, Jasper, Leonarb, and then A99. Those characters were not in the pilot, um, but they are going to be in the actual series, so you can look forward to seeing them. Leonarb and Jasper are not in episode 1. but John and Randall and A99 are. So you can look forward to that. This credit sequence, I recorded that same song over and over again because it was so fast and I kept forgetting it. The backgrounds, I want to talk about a bit about the style changes in backgrounds. So, for scene 1, for the majority of this, I used to draw eyes as just like vertical lines. And also, I didn't really figure out what I wanted for the background, so I just kind of had like splashes of color. And then the backgrounds slowly get more and more comprehensive as it goes on. But yeah, you can see that the eyes are vertical lines. There's a speaker, and all this. Fun fact, there's actually, the original version, this isn't the original storyboard. I had started making a different storyboard, and the characters looked a little bit different because it was a very old storyboard. The characters looked a little bit different. You can see it changes the eyes now. Characters looked a little bit different, and I voiced all the characters, which I'm considering putting the audio for the fight scene, which I think I still have. Might have deleted it, actually. Never mind. You know what? Forget that. I no longer have the original audio for the fight scene because I deleted it because my phone has no storage. So that's just a bunch of little, fun little facts. I feel like there was more I wanted to talk about this pilot. Hold on. Okay, I remembered it. So the animation, in a few points, if you watch the pilot, you might notice that the audio and visual is actually a little bit delayed. Not my fault. For that, I did try to fix the syncing error, because when you export with, Flip-a-Clip, the syncing is a little weird, even though I did it all correctly. And I tried editing it in Power Director, so that, and it was in sync, but then I decided that I didn't want a watermark on the pilot, because that looks very unprofessional. Of course, it's here now because this is how I'm editing this video. And you're like, why don't you just buy Power Director? It's expensive and I'm poor. So, yeah, there's lots of like little style changes if you pay attention, especially in like scene 3, like the head shapes and stuff, because that was another point where I was like trying to figure out my art style. That punch. The 2 punches I choreographed myself. Of course, the fight scene was based off of like a fight scene tutorial I saw online with my own little twists. But the 2 punches at the beginning of the scene are, I made myself. Not 2 other things. I don't know, I'm just talking to giving y'all the inside details. All these backgrounds are so nice. This this scene was like the most complex with the backgrounds. The backgrounds aren't that complex, but I wanted to make it like you can tell where everything is in a room. And this pilot, I would break into 4 scenes. So like the first scene would be everything from the very beginning up to where like Raphael is like, I'm going to my room, and then Lucifer's like, yes. And then scene 2 is like the one that starts with Raphael being like, your music is garbage, Raphael, like mocking Sean, which is Lucifer's name, by the way, if any of y'all were confused. And then scene 3 is the scene with Todd, so basically everything from the beginning up to this point around here. And then scene 4 is the song, which, fun fact, the song was really old. The reason why these other characters weren't in the pilot is because the pilot script is so old. First off, Todd is usually a lot more chill, but the pilot script is just so old that these other characters didn't exist yet. So I decided to put them in the little outro song. And it really went good.
Ha
Yeah.
ha.
I think that's pretty much all I have to say.
Ha! Just kidding, I have more to say.
So another little thing I wanted to mention is that in this pilot, Raphael is shirtless. He's also, you also noticed in the little sneak peek, he's also shirtless there. During a pilot, I was questioning whether or not to make Raphael trans, cause he's based off of me. Like, if you couldn't pick up, he's basically just me, but like a little bit more sarcastic and obviously set in this other setting. He is trans. I did make that decision. I actually made that decision towards the end of making a pilot, but by then scene 1 was already done. So, yeah, technically scene 1, I guess, is cis Raphael, and then like, cause he's not cis, he's trans, which is why he's wearing a binder in the opening of in the little sneak peek I showed you, which is the little opening clip of episode 1. Yeah. So that's just another thing. Also, guess I'm really I've already made a post about this on my art Instagram, which you can follow, by the way, if you want more like art of Hellbound. Ida is also trans, which is why I hired a trans actress to play her. That's not the point of the characters, which is why I'm like so hesitant to say anything, because like I don't want that to be what people think about when they think of those characters, because that's like, Ida isn't Ida because she's trans. Ida is Ida because she's like naive and like a little like nice and a little Jim. Y'all really liked Ida. I read some of the comments and a lot of them were like, Ida is so precious. Ida is precious. We must protect. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there as well. So I think now I can legitimately end this video. This video is so long. This was inspired because I rewatched the pilot for Obituary, which you can find online. It's on YouTube. And then I saw a director's commentary, and I was like, ooh, I have a pilot for an animated show I'm working on. I should do a director's commentary. So that's what this is. So just know that now, y'all know all the tea. No, not all the tea. There's things I can't say because that would be like major spoilers. But yeah, now y'all know the tea. Also, you might notice towards the end of scene 3, Raphael and Todd exchanged some gay looks. Also, I was talking with a friend, my friend Maya, and I was like telling her things, and I was like, Todd has wings. It just came up in conversation, and she was like, what? And I'm like, you've seen the pilot, why are you acting surprised? And she was like, oh, so, yeah, if you didn't notice, Todd does have wings. Oh, one of the gay looks is coming up. Look at that queer look. Oh, we stan. We stan the gays. Todd. Todd is an interesting fellow. His mouth was really hard to color because I do the eyes and like I do the faces and the coloring for the faces on like different layer than the normal line art and color. But because like half of his mouth is sticking out from the normal line art, it makes it really complicated. Ooh, another one of the gay looks is coming up. Look at that queer look. We stan. Anyways, I'm gonna shut up now. This video is getting very long. Goodbye. Hope y'all look forward to season 1 coming out, or episode 1 coming out soon, and then that's the first episode of season 1. Hopefully there will be a season 2 in the future, but that will be a long ways away. Yeah, there's really not much else I want to say. If you want more Hellbound content, you can follow my art Instagram or join the official Hellbound Amino. Both will be in the description. Yeah. Goodbye.